First Chronicles chapter 16 verse 35. And say ye, save us, O God, our salvation, and gather us together, and deliver us from the heathen, that we may give thanks to thy holy name, and glory in thy praise. I like to say all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, double honors to the elders at Great Millstone, honor to all the brethren out here doing the work in the will of the Father, in truth and sincerity. First Chronicles chapter 16 verse 35. And say ye, save us, O God, our salvation. Who is the God of our salvation? Yahweh. And who is his son? Yahweh Shai, who you instantly call Jesus Christ. And who is that our? That's talking about the children of Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and gather us together and deliver us from the heathen. Who needs to be delivered from the heathen? Who needs to have salvation for them to be saved from the heathen? Who got scattered from the four corners of the earth amongst these heathens? The Israelites, which are you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, whether you want to believe it, like it, understand it or not. Truth is truth. That we may give thanks to thy holy name and glory in thy praise. And this is what we're doing. All right. This is what the elect in the 1/3 is doing in the last waning times of this wicked society that you call America of Esau's rule, man, which is the so-called white man. All right. This is what we're doing, man. We're giving praise to the holy name, giving praise to Yahweh, who you instantly call God, and Yahweh Shai, who you instantly call Jesus Christ, man. This is who we're giving thanks and praises to, man. Because salvation is near. Salvation is near for who? You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, but the elect in the 1/3, that is. I'm going to say it again, the elect in the 1/3, that is. Because 2/3 of you hard-headed, rebellious-ass children, you shall be put to death, man. You will be put to death. Psalms chapter 14 verse 7. Oh, that salvation of Israel will come out of Zion. You said, who is salvation for? For Israel, man. Oh, that the salvation of Israel will come out of Zion. You see that? And who came out of Zion? Who's going to bring the salvation? Yahweh Shai, who you call Jesus Christ, man. He came out of Zion. Was not Yahweh Shai, who you call Jesus Christ, a Jew? Oh, that the salvation of Israel will come out of Zion when the Lord bringeth back the captivity of his people. Bring back what? The captivity of his people. Who's the Lord's people? Who went into captivity? You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You are the Lord's people. Jacob shall rejoice and Israel shall be glad. And this is the time that we're coming in, man. All right. This ain't say nothing about all nations. This ain't say nothing about the world. It said salvation of Israel, man. And it said that Israel shall be glad. It said that Jacob shall rejoice, which Jacob is Israel. Israel is Jacob. Zion is Jacob. Zion is Israel. It's all the same thing, man. Isaiah 46 verse 9. Remember the former things of old, for I am God and there is none else. I am God and there is none like me. So you're supposed to remember the former things. You're supposed to go into the Old Testament, all right, and read about your ancestors, you so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American. Who told you that the Old Testament is done and away with, man? Who told you that lie? Who taught you that lie? These simple ass false prophets, that's who. But you're supposed to remember the former things, man. Because the former things is for your learning, man. Verse 10, declaring the end from the beginning. See, the end was declared from the beginning, man. This is why you got to go in the Old Testament. Hey, you want to know what's going to happen in the end? You got to go in the Old Testament because the Old Testament has what? Prophecies. I'm going to say it has what? Prophecies. So who told you that the Old Testament is done and away with? Verse 10, declaring the end from the beginning And from ancient times, the things that are not yet done. You see that? It's things that was talked about in the ancient times that are not yet done, man. It's prophecies that's still taking place, man. Saying my counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure. See that? The Lord's counsel gonna stand. His word gonna stand. His prophecies gonna stand, and they all gonna work, man. They will perform, man. They will do the Most High's